Charlie Puth's collaboration with Jungkook, Left and Right, has recently been released, and although the response to the song was mainly positive, some ARMYs didn't really care about the fact that this collaboration was with Charlie Puth. However, there is a lot of discussion about this feeling being reasonable or just part of Charlie Puth's hate train. I've seen many times that ARMYs ask why so many dislike him, but the majority of times people don't really explain exactly why. So I want to clarify these vague answers and explain all the BTS and Charlie Puth interactions, so you can get to your own conclusions. In February of 2017, Jungkook released a cover of Charlie Puth's song We Don't Talk Anymore. After this, Charlie tweeted, "Love this Jungkook," with a C instead of a K. A month later, Charlie tweeted, "I really like BTS's music." BTS then tweeted in response, "We really like Charlie Puth's music." According to Stylecaster, in a radio interview in June 2017, Puth apologized for misspelling Jungkook's name and hoped to meet the boys in real life. "I like BTS, I like Jungkook too," he said at the time. "I just like them. I think they are a fantastic band. I want to meet them in person one day and apologize to Jungkook for mispronouncing his name." That same month, BTS released another cover of We Don't Talk Anymore, but this time it was by Jungkook and Jimin, and it was done for Festa 2017. Almost a year went by, and Jungkook had an interview in Taiwan where he said that the guys from BTS are always contacting him and that he wants the social following that they have.
I want that social following. Me and Shawn Mendes are like, how do we get this type of fan base?
Months went by, and in November of 2018, Charlie performed We Don't Talk Anymore with Jungkook at the MBC Plus Genie Music Awards, and then he played the piano and sang Fake Love with all the guys from BTS. After the performance, Charlie sat down next to BTS and was seen talking to RM. He bowed and applauded the other singers that won that night. Then he received the award for Best International Artist. Then he left. At this time, Taeyeon gave his famous look of non-approval to Charlie that many say he gives to people he doesn't like. And I want to clarify, this Taeyeon's vibe check is not a thing, because those are just his natural facial expressions, and he has already said that he doesn't like to be overanalyzed and misinterpreted that way.
사지가 담겨있는데 지금? 눈빛에?
네, 그런 소리 많이 들어요.
네,
처음 보면 되게 오해하시는 분들이 많아요, 되게.
네, 눈 보고. 아, 그 역할도 가능하겠다.
제가 이렇게 계속 이렇게 있어야지요. 너 완전 착하게 생겼다 이렇게 하는데 그냥 무표정을 하면 왜 그렇게 보냐고.
So after this, the behind the scenes of the rehearsals were released, and even though the interactions were a little awkward because of the language barrier, the majority didn't mind because Charlie was clearly trying. So up until this moment, everything was okay. Nobody really noticed the little things that may sound negative to some people that I just mentioned. That was until 2019, when Charlie deleted all his tweets mentioning BTS, and then immediately tweeted that he loved another K-pop group multiple times. He also liked multiple tweets about this other group. He mentioned this K-pop group so much that people started thinking that he was going to collaborate with them, but that never eventually happened. That was the moment when people started paying attention to the little things he had done before, including misspelling Jungkook's name, claiming that he wants the social following that BTS has, and him not passing Taeyeon's vibe check. After this, not only ARMYs were saying that he was a cloud chaser, but also the fans of this other group, because they all saw that he deleted tweets about BTS and then moved on to this other group. About the deleted tweets, I've seen many explanations, but I genuinely don't know which explanation is real. Some people say that he uses some kind of app that automatically deletes all tweets. Other people say that he deleted all his tweets from the past year, which includes the BTS ones. And other people say that he first deleted the BTS tweets and then he deleted all the other tweets from the past year. Others say it doesn't really matter if he deleted some tweets first or all at once, because he does this all the time. He also deleted his many apologies to other artists, and he used the "I delete all my past year tweets" as an excuse, but I'll talk about these other controversies in a moment. I remember that around this time he started receiving a lot of comments saying that he was a cloud chaser, especially on TikTok. He seemed to ignore it for a few months until July 2020, when the TikTok comments became extreme. So he tweeted, "I don't usually pay any mind to things like this, but something has to be said. This dangerous, toxic internet screaming match between fandoms has to stop. I'm 28 years old, so it doesn't really mean anything to me when some person I don't know writes a nasty message to me, saying things like I use BTS for clout. I don't know what that that means. I love those guys and they are super talented, but what I do know is that 10 years ago, language like this directed towards me would have affected me deeply in a very negative way. And I'm thinking about all the other younger kids on Twitter seeing stuff like this on a daily basis. It may sound cliche, but please be nicer to each other on here. No more screaming about made up nonsense. It does nobody any good. We all need to love each other more than ever right now. ARMY's response to this was either people apologizing for this toxic behavior or people saying that he should tell that to people on TikTok, because ARMY Twitter was focused on BTS's comeback at that moment, and the hate comes from TikTok, not Twitter. So it really made no sense for him to mention Twitter armies and Twitter fandom culture. Then, a couple of weeks later, in August 2020, he posted a cover of Dynamite on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, without mentioning that it was a cover in any of the platforms, which led to many of his fans to believe that it was a song that he was going to release. You can still see the many comments asking why he's going to release the full song or that they love his new song. He never clarified the situation or gave proper credits. And then nothing happened until 2022, when he started following only Jungkook on Instagram and not any of the other BTS members. He also posted a 2-second video on Twitter of him running with Stay Alive by Jungkook in the back. Then, he announced that he was releasing a collaboration with Jungkook called Left and Right, and he posted this TikTok with Jungkook.
Hello? Hey man, what does it sound like when you sing, "Memories follow me left and right"? Sure, that's easy. Do you mean like this? Memories follow me left and right. Yes, that's perfect. Now can you sing, "I can feel you over here," but on the left side of the microphone? I can feel you over here. And now the same thing on the right side of the microphone. I can feel you over here. Put it all together, and it sounds like this.
In the description of this TikTok, it says, if we get 500,000 pre-saves, I'll drop it on June 24. About this, some people say that this is a common tactic in Western music, so it's not that big of a deal. And others say that he's milking the collaboration, because he's going to release the song this date, regardless of the pre-saves. Then, the day finally came and Left and Right was released on every streaming platform. And then it took a couple of hours for the music video to be released on YouTube. Charlie was also constantly updating about the song's streams and achievements, but this is not uncommon for him. To my knowledge, that's basically everything that has happened until now when it comes to BTS and Charlie Puth's interactions. To clarify, I've seen so many armies defend Charlie Puth, especially since the collaboration was announced. The main reasons are that there are no armies that can explain specifically why Charlie Puth is disliked by so many. Therefore, this must all be part of some kind of hate train, and that the supposedly negative things that happen are not that big of a deal. So for what I can see, I believe ARMY's opinions are divided. However, I also want to mention that this weird feeling that some armies get from Charlie does not only come from armies. And I personally believe that ARMY's negative feelings towards him do not only come from these BTS interactions. These are just some of the reasons that complement the list of reasons why other non-armies also dislike him. These are the main ones. Number 1. Selena Gomez. After Charlie and Selena Gomez released their collaboration We Don't Talk Anymore, they apparently had a fling. Then Charlie released attention about her and explained the situation in an interview for Genius. You can watch his whole explanation, but he basically said that she would tell him how mistreated she was by her ex and how she believed he could be the one that fixed her. He then said that girls are crazy.
Girls are crazy. Like, they're amazing and crazy.
And then continue explaining that he thought she was wearing a specific perfume on purpose to get his attention.
She wore that perfume on purpose to f me up.
He also said that she would ask him to sleep over many times, but nothing ended up happening, so he never got what he wanted out of her.
Figure she's not coming home with me tonight, she just wants attention. Trying to make me so embedded to her that like I would never leave her, but I would never get what I wanted out of her.
Number 2. Justin Bieber. In 2016, when Charlie Puth was performing his duet with Selena Gomez, We Don't Talk Anymore, he said this about Justin Bieber. According to People's Magazine, shortly after, Puth apologized in tweets he later deleted, saying that the comment was meant to be a joke. And then in 2021, Justin Bieber and Kid Laroi released Stay, a song written and produced by Charlie Puth. And earlier this year, in 2022, Justin Bieber posted a video confronting Charlie Puth as a joke.
That was a joke.
I know, but it hurt my feelings.
Bro, you can't be serious. That wasn't real. That was like a thing that got completely blown out of proportion.
And even though they seem to genuinely be in good terms, for what I can see on Twitter, other fandoms find it weird that they became closer after ending the relationships with Selena Gomez. Number 3, Bella Thorne. One of the most confusing situations for me is the one with Bella Thorne. What I understand is that in 2016, the actress Bella Thorne was dating the actor Tyler Posey, and after they broke up, it was believed that she started dating Charlie Puth because they were seen together in Miami and they posed together on the red carpet of the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball. Just days after this, Charlie started posting a series of tweets accusing Bella of cheating on Tyler with him. He wrote, "I can't believe what I'm reading. No one should have their heart messed with like this, and I'm not going to be in the middle of it. I don't know Tyler personally, but I know he shouldn't be treated this way. She told me she was not with him anymore. This is all news to me." Bella Thorne then responded, "Tyler and I have been broken up for like over 2 weeks, and Charlie and I aren't dating. We are friends. Charlie and I were hanging out. He saw an old tweet and he got butthurt. But instead of texting me and asking me about it, he put it on Twitter. And as always, Charlie deleted all these tweets. But both Bella and Charlie seem to be in good terms now, since they follow back each other on Instagram recently." Number 4, Kesha. Kesha first sued the producer Dr. Luke in 2014 for infliction of emotional distress, gender-based hate crimes, and employment discrimination, claiming that he sexually, physically, verbally, and emotionally abused her since the beginning of their professional relationship, and that he drugged and raped her on 2 occasions. In 2016, the jury dismissed Kesha's claims, and then she appealed the decision. While all of this was happening, Charlie said in an interview that the situation was devastating for both parties because so much attention was taken from the music.
In my humble opinion, it's just devastating for both parties. I mean, because so much attention is taken off from the music, I really hope Kesha comes out with some new songs because we really need some of that.
And said that Dr. Luke is one of his idols.
Dr. Luke is like one of my production idols.
He then tweeted an apology that said, "I apologize to Kesha if I came across as insensitive, but by no means did I mean any harm. It's just not about the music in this case. I want to clarify that I would never support any form of abuse." Since he deletes all tweets, this apology is now gone. Number 5, 6ix9ine. After rapper 6ix9ine was sentenced to 2 years in prison after pleading guilty to 9 charges including conspiracy to commit murder and armed robbery, Charlie Puth tweeted, "If 6ix9ine gets out of prison and is able to make another record, I'll produce it for free." Number 6, he is or was a Trump supporter. In 2020, a TikTok naming celebrities who are actually Trump supporters became viral, and one of the people mentioned was Charlie Puth. The TikTok showed many screenshots of Charlie's Facebook, which show support for Trump during the 2016 elections. He also shared a petition to have Hillary Clinton locked up and a post the day after the Orlando nightclub shooting, suggesting that being politically correct was more important than gun control. According to this article, Charlie has since set his Facebook to private, but some things can still be seen, like how Charlie supported the Republican comedian Steven Crowder, who makes jokes about Islam, feminism, and shaming women for having before marriage. Charlie's family and friends also interacted with the post he shared. In his defense, some Charlie Puth's fans say that everything is a lie, and others say that that was the past and that he has now changed because he later showed support for Biden and Kamala Harris. He started liking anti-Trump posts, he supported the campaign to end COVID, his show discussed about the Capitol raid, and performed a song he wrote against gun violence. Number 7, his personality. I feel like the majority of people who dislike Charlie Puth don't know about everything I just said. They only know 1 or 2 of his controversies and complement their opinions about him with his personality. I've seen probably hundreds of tweets and comments on TikTok that they feel that Charlie just gives a weird vibe. Many say they don't like that his only personality is being a white, straight man and that he has nothing interesting to offer. Number 8, sexual vibes. Trigger warning for sexual jokes and Charlie Puth attempting to be sexy. I also see that some people don't like how overly sexual Charlie Puth is sometimes, and I didn't notice this until I went to his Twitter, and all of the tweets I'm about to show are just from the past month.
Sounds familiar.
Charlie Puth revealed that he can't listen to music while having in a recent interview. "I will analyze the music playing in the background and I'll start to see the music notes in my head, and I will not be able to get." And that that's not even the biggest overshare. The first song I ever to was This Love by Maroon 5. Now I'm good friends with Adam Levine, and I told him, and he's like, that's really weird.
This person said that he is the most major tryhard imaginable at trying to make himself into a icon. Number 9, TikTok. I've lost count on the amount of times a video making fun of Charlie Puth's TikToks has appeared on my For You page.
What if there was a song that started off like boop, 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 boop? What if there was a song that started off like blum 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 blum? What if there was another part of the song that went blum 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 blum?
What if there was a song where the kick was baloney slapping some hardwood?
Have you seen Charlie Puth on TikTok? Well, Charlie will post a TikTok.
What if there was a song that started off
and then Benny Blanco proceeds to bully him.
If there was a song that started off like shut up, Charlie.
In general, people say his TikToks are repetitive, annoying, and cringe.
How girls watch Charlie Puth's TikToks. Shut the f*** up. How boys watch Charlie Puth's TikToks. Please, shut the f*** up.
Number 10, his perfect pitch. Charlie Puth has a rare ability to identify or recreate a given musical note without a reference tone. This ability is called absolute or perfect pitch.
Have is absolute pitch. You look at the color blue and you just instantly know that it's blue. I can hear a note and instantly know that it's E flat.
And Charlie Puth is known for showing this ability all the time, including on TikTok.
That's actually a G. Here's a C sharp. Here's an F sharp. And then a very high D to an E flat. F.
I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you that the choking was a D and a B flat.
So when he burped, he made a G and an E, which is a minor third. Wah wah.
POV, you're Charlie Puth's girlfriend.
F sharp.
It's made the craziest sound. Do you mind if I record it? It's like an E flat major.
When that hit the wall, it made a sound. That's a D sharp. Have you guys seen Charlie Puth on TikTok? A lot of Charlie's content has to do with his perfect pitch. How he's able to hear pitches based on any sound. Obviously, this brings up hate, even from his own friends.
That was an F sharp. That's a B flat and me slapping the f out of you.
Number 11, and I believe the least problematic of all the reasons, is his music. Some people don't like his music because they think it's predictable, generic, and boring. Some people say that he can be a great producer, but after he found a sound that worked, he started making the same song over and over again, and he's not trying anymore. For some, We Don't Talk Anymore, Attention, Light Switch, and many other of his songs are extremely similar. And those are basically all the reasons I could find why people don't like Charlie Puth. It's not only that he gives a weird vibe and that he deleted his BTS tweets. Charlie has gained a reputation of being problematic and an attention seeker in many different fandoms. However, at the end of the day, it is your own decision to believe if he's a good person or not. And even though he may seem annoying to many of the people he had controversies with have become friends with him, including Justin Bieber, Bella Thorne, and Jungkook. At the end of the day, we don't know him, and we can just judge him from afar. But we don't know the full story of any of the controversies I just mentioned. Jungkook, just like all the people I just mentioned, is an adult, and whether we like it or not, him and Charlie seem close. Jungkook loves mentioning him.
Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth. Wow. Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth again. Sure. Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth. Oh, I love Ariana. Charlie Puth. Flyer. I don't know his artist. Charlie Puth.
And according to Charlie, they send each other songs all the time.
We'd always send each other music that we love.
Let's remind ourselves that we are just the public, and even though Jungkook may not know about Charlie's controversies, because not even the general public knows about all of these controversies, Jungkook knows more about his personality than us, because he actually interacts with him. I saw a person on TikTok that commented something along the lines of, "We are doing this for Jungkook, not you. You suck. You're an attention seeker." And it's like, okay, then why give him the attention he wants? Just ignore him. And if you want to say something, just comment something about Jungkook. And I think it's fine whether ARMYs like or dislike him, but I will still suggest to not spoil left and right. At the end of the day, we're doing this for Jungkook and Jungkook only. Treat this collaboration like we did with Savage Love featuring Jason Derulo. After BTS's remix made Savage Love get to number 1 on the Hot 100, and Jason Derulo celebrated by himself and did not even mention BTS in his celebration party. ARMYs were mad, but we ignored him. them, because some of these celebrities crave the attention, so don't give it to them. You know how locals see armies. Don't give them reasons to continue with that. Don't send him hate just to send him hate. And if you really think he's problematic, explain your reasons why you think that way. I saw a tweet that said that Left and Right has the potential to be a massive hit because of its universal pacing, it's light, catchy, has attention points like the sound moving between ears, or the weird bass towards the end to anchor in memory. It has easy and relatable lyrics. So let's not ruin Jungkook's first official collaboration. This song has Jungkook's name and BTS's name on it. So let's focus on what actually matters. Support Jungkook's song, support BTS's song, and focus on what's really important. Jungkook singing this part.